It's your main man Mike, baconeggendcheese.com, and I'd like to welcome you all to another Corner Convo. Yeah, I'm not alone. I know we go through that all the time. Got a lovely panel of people here with me, and I got a whole bunch of first-timers, which I love. So, we're gonna start on the left with a first-timer by the name of
Iman.
Iman is in the building. Next to Iman is another first-timer, and he goes by the name of
Desmond.
My man Desmond is in the building. We have a turd, not a first, not a second. We have a turd, first-timer, and she goes by the name of
Latish.
Letitia's in the building. Behind Latish is another first-timer, and he goes by the name of
Definition.
All Day, Every Day. Next definition is the one and only Aida. All day, every day. Tasty! Yeah, okay. Now we heading over to the right side. And we have a lovely, lovely first-timer by the name of
Phyllis.
Phyllis is in the building. And next to Phyllis is the one and only
BK Diva.
BK Diva is in the house. Next to BK Diva is
AJ.
Simply AJ, y'all. Behind AJ, adjacent to BK Diva, is another first-timer. And he goes by the name of
Corey Rashawn.
Yeah, Corey's in the building.
Full government, man.
Oh, I like that too. I like that too. And next to Corey Rashad is the one and only G-Spot. Did you find it?
Every time.
Yeah. That being said, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Don't worry. It's okay.
Good time.
So we're gonna start on the topic. This topic is quite interesting to me. It was kind of presented to me by somebody who's not here. I'm not gonna call you out, but you're not here. It's okay. It's a good topic anyway. Blacks in the media, us in the media. Are we there enough? Are we in the right places? Are we represented properly? I'm gonna start with a statement that was told to me by Janet Aubrey, who was the original, I might be saying her name wrong. I'm gonna Google it and I'm gonna put it right here. Properly spelled and everything, right here, look at this. It's gonna be right there. Okay. She was the first mother on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And if you watch this from season 1 to the end, you realize she wasn't there.
She's the dark-skinned Vivian.
Right, she's the dark-skinned Vivian. That's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
I personally loved her. But she was at a salon I was working at getting her hair done. And we were having a discussion about television and something she brought up. She said, well, y'all know where I used to work, right? She said, when I left, do you know who was still there? The cameraman, the same cameraman from season 1 is there in season 10. The key grip from season 1 is there in season 10. Wow. You know, a lot of the people behind the camera stayed working, and she, who was a lead role in front of the camera, was probably removed and replaced, and the show never skipped a beat.
Right.
I always thought that was very interesting. And so now I present to my lovely panel this discussion of blacks in the media. Okay, so yeah.
I was gonna say, I need you to talk.
Talk to me, Aida.
I wasn't gonna say much, but I feel like you introed it so well. It kind of challenged me and charged me to say something. So I think one of the reasons why that's taking place is because as a union person myself in production, those positions don't turn over easily because one, it's very hard to get someone out of the union.
You're talking cameraman, key grip, so on and so forth.
So they're gonna last longer than the actor because actors are there mainly for their look first, and second, their talent. And if your look gets old and your audience gets tired of it, or if the trend changes and it goes from dark skin to light skin, you're basically going to be recasted.
Hold on. Can I just say, I gotta throw something in there. Being as a dog brother who lost his girl to a light-skinned brother thousands and thousands of times over. I'm not talking about nobody in particular. I'm not doing that. That's not my style. But in all honesty, the whole dark-skinned light-skinned thing, I mean, that's always been there. So how does that? It's always been there. How does she lose her job?
But she get the job in the first place.
Right, to lose it to the light-skinned mom. Like I don't.
What was
I don't know.
What was the age difference between Because I'm not going to say.
Daphne Reed and her.
Yeah.
I don't think there
Not
was much
much.
of
I don't
a
think there was. I think actually,
I don't
Daphne, was she older?
I don't-
Was Daphne
I think
older?
Daphne was a little older.
She might have been older.
I don't think her leaving the show had anything to do with her complexion, because she says herself that her and Will were at conflict with each other, and Will being the star of the show was like, basically was like, I want her out.
Yeah, so it wasn't like.
She
You
said
know,
if you wanted
yeah.
me to kiss your ass, you had to put it in my contract.
But you know, that's something that needs to be explored, because I think that we don't tend to deal with what if an actor or actress is difficult to work with. You know, I don't know Will's position or hers, but if a person is difficult to work with, I mean, they're going to give you but so many chances, you know what I mean? Like,
But there's also an aspect that we also have to realize that certain things are said to make things break apart. We see it in our groups. We see it also on sets that if there's too many black people in the room, trust me, sister, you need to talk to that brother because you know what he did? Such and such and such.
Yeah.
And so many things are said that we don't even come to each other and say, you know what, I heard from Jeffrey.
right.
Because call them out. Call them out. Be honest. We heard those. Jeffrey said this. Because I've had it happen to me many times. My background is architecture.
Okay.
All right? So that's an all white boys
Club.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I call people out all the time. I got up out of a meeting. I said, you know what, I just said that 5 minutes ago, so how are you going to take that idea and make it yours?
Right.
I'm done giving you
Free advice.
Free advice, free creative thought for you to take it, and then you want to roll in your dollars and money for it.
I want to, something you said, go ahead, you guys have to say, sis, go for it.
No, I was just saying, you know, I agree with the points that everyone's making. And I will say that, you know, television is not about who the star is. Not anymore.
Really?
It used to be. It's not about the star, because the star's replaceable.
Right.
It's about the ratings. It's about how many advertisers are coming after this time slot.
Yeah.
That network could give two shits about any black actor, let alone a white one. They want to know, are we pulling in the ratings to pull in the money for our network? Viacom is struggling right now because their whole entire company is going after reality television. What they're realizing is the turnaround on real TV is very quickly because people get bored and tired with your real television. So they need to start finding real stars again so that people can get attached to them.
Yeah.
The reason why Beyonce is so successful is not because she's real, it's because she can put on a really good show. And people can escape, and I think that's what television is about. I think we've lost the fact that television is not supposed to be real. We live lives for real. I don't need to go home and watch somebody else's life. I live one. Television is a form of entertainment. If they turn movies into reality TV, nobody would go to the theater. The reason why people go is because there's something that's drawing them to the world outside of the world that they live. So, I mean, I don't know why she lost her job. It maybe could have been Will Smith, but at the same time, yes, Will Smith was a face, but back then, television was about stars. So I could see that being a relevant point.
For him.
Nowadays,
You think every star is replaceable on every television show?
absolutely.
Yeah, look at Two and a
Unless,
Half Men.
the two things they're not going to replace.
Charles
If you are an
Sheen is a
executive
star.
producer, say for example like Kelsey Grammer in this new show, The Boss.
Right.
This show could pull in T.I., Sanaa Lathan, I don't care how many people they pull in. If Kelsey Grammer says, I'm tired of this shit, the show is down the drain.
Well, that's because he got pulled in
That's
that
because
game.
Kelsey Grammer runs stuff. He's an executive producer. But if he was just an actor, he would be replaced.
Yes, what were you just about to say about some show, Two and a Half
Yeah,
Men?
Two and a Half Men is an example of.
But I hear 2.5 minutes and doing is good without Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
But don't leave the reality TV position yet, because let's look at when we're talking about blacks in media. Let's look at the difference between the white reality shows and the black reality shows, and how on the black shows or with the black cast, everybody's always negative and want to fight and they want to act crazy.
But I'm
on all the
seeing
white
reality
shows, you
shows
see it, but not as much.
trashy.
But you know, they keep it to a minimum and they curb it.
Yeah.
See, like if you ever watch, which I've never watched any reality show other than what people send me on YouTube, and then and I see on Basketball Wives, these people are fighting and cursing and jumping.
They just throwing drinks. It ain't that bad.
It started with it started with Maury. Was it Maury Povich? Maury Povich.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer. Okay, you didn't see too many of us. on
Richard
here.
Bay. You took it back.
Yes. Yes.
Throw a peace sign at the camera sign.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Go back even before that.
Morton Downey Jr. was his name.
Morton Downey.
Yeah, that was probably the beginnings of reality TV.
And they didn't look like us. And we were like, wow,
sure
what are they
did.
doing? And I never seen anybody act like
With the
that.
white
Yes.
dress,
Yes.
You said Ricky Lake?
And
Jenny Jones. Jenny Jones was the
Jesse
first.
rocking out.
Now Jenny Jones, I like Jenny Jones because she actually let hip hop artists perform on her show,
Yeah,
and that
she
was
did.
very rare at the time.
That's
To
true.
get them on network TV at that was rare. But
Let me ask you a question.
Talk to
Do
me.
you think that those particular shows were testers to see, going back to taking really reality or real talk shows into trash talk shows, was a test to see who was going to tune in? Because now those particular shows that might have been on 4 and the major networks are only on 9 and 11, so they realize that there's a possibility that black people are going to tune into this drama because there's a stereotype about us always being dramatic in terms of what we see and what they see in the streets. And once they brought it into our visual, okay, because now what do you see on the majors, the 2, the 4s, the 5s, the 7s, aren't, well, maybe not 5, but are not so much the 9 and 11. So they took, and if you watched where they moved those particular talk shows off of and placed them into, they placed them into
the WB obviously stands for We Black. You know what I mean? What's the UPN? Us po niggas. That's what all that stands for.
So UPN doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't do what?
It doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't?
It's not the CW.
Huh?
Yeah,
It's not the CW.
It's like Kiss FM.
Hold on, she was gonna say something about Maury Povich.
Maury Povich is still on Channel 2, and he's still on I think it's like the
He's popular.
CW or something. So, and he's been on that network for a long time.
He owns that station right now.
People still watch his show.
Because women still don't know who the baby daddies are.
Yeah, I mean,
People
But
still
is
watch
he
the show
syndicated on
in the
11?
South, very heavily in trailer parks.
oh yeah.
And half the population that watches Jerry Springer and Maury Povich did not get rich because of black people.
Right.
That's what they
Well,
want you to
nobody's gonna
think.
get rich off
That's what they fill the audience up with to make you think that these
So it's
are
a class thing. That's a
Jerry
class
Springer
thing.
already
I believe they actually made their money off of people with
But
no
Jerry
job.
Springer already had money because he was a
People who are
politician.
Yeah,
before the
he
show.
had money,
Jerry
but
Springer was
the
a
network
politician
wasn't
before the
making
show.
money off of black people watching this.
Yeah.
Right.
They were making money off of unemployed folks.
Unemployed.
It was class. It was
Yep.
all about class.
Unemployed,
It was
single moms,
old people.
and old folks.
That's what they. Soap operas
It's
didn't stay
on
in business
in every
because young people
laundromat
watch them.
USA
Soap operas stayed in
during
business
the- Can you put a
because
spin on
old people
that?
watch them.
No, college students
No,
watch
Hold on, wait there.
it.
Hold on, wait there.
And your grandmother, you used to be babysat by your grandmother, and you got
See, I watch soap operas because my grandmother watched soap
Right.
operas.
Yeah.
Same.
That's why
Every friend that I have who watched soap operas religiously was because they sat at home with their grandparents.
Oh,
So this
I
day
did it
right
because
now,
my mother
watch
went to
General
work, and if I didn't tell her what happened on General Hospital, I got to beat her.
I've heard that. I've heard that. I have heard that.
Verbatim. What did Linda do, boy? Tell me what she did. No, but
Who the heck was Linda?
no DVR. No DVR. I don't.
You were the DVR.
I was a DVR. It was BVR. Boy, remember this shit now. My man Desmond had a point that he wanted to bring up.
I wanted to address, like, not only talk shows but reality TV. You know, what does everybody think about how he was saying there was a downward spiral that happened with the talk shows and kind of made way for the reality TV shows, but Oprah remained faithful to what she was doing, and then she got a lot of flack for that, and then ended up leaving because, I mean,
Because she
didn't
already
really
made
want
enough
that.
money. We're gonna take a quick break because he mentioned Oprah, and I need another beer once we bring up Oprah because I get upset. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna get back to your point, but I need a beer. I'll be back.